Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. And today's video is going to be about the Ben Franklin half dollar. And because we don't see too many of these coins on the channel, I think I'm going to break it up into a two-part series. The first part, which is going to be today's video, is going to kind of give you an intro to the coin, history of it, metal content, value, design, those kind of features. And then tomorrow's video is going to get into the varieties and errors in the different prices with the Franklin half dollar. So this coin was made from a relatively short period of time. It was made from 1948 until 1963. And many of you probably know what happened in 1963. JFK was assassinated November 22nd, 1963. So the following year, they switched over to the Kennedy half dollar. So Ben Franklin, unfortunately, wasn't on coins for too long, but the coins that were made do look pretty cool. As far as the size of these coins, they are the exact same size as the Kennedy half dollars, which you're probably more familiar with. In fact, I've got a Kennedy half dollar right here. We can look at the size. So the size, the exact same diameter, the exact same thickness, and the exact same weight. So these coins, they weigh, well, the silver version of the Kennedy half dollar that was made in 1964 and the Franklin half dollars both weigh 12.5 grams. The other features of them are their diameter is 30.6 millimeters, thickness 2.15. So the Kennedy half dollar that was made in 1964 and the Ben Franklin half dollar that we have right here are both 90% silver, 10% copper. That gives them a current melt value at today's silver prices of $5.91. As you can see, the price I paid for it was $8. I actually paid $8 for all three of these, so $24 all in, not too bad. Not a bad way to spend your money, I guess, considering they're $8 coins and they're almost $6 in melt value alone. So generally when you're buying silver coins, the very bottom that you'll have to pay for them is their melt value. Now I got these coins at a trading post. It's kind of like similar to a pawn shop. And one of the things I want to talk about today is kind of the advantages of going into places like these, into pawn shops, into trading shops. Many of you might not have a local coin shop in your area, but there might be a pawn shop, or this one called itself a trading post, but essentially the same thing. The trading post, which I guess are more popular in Maine rather than calling them pawn shops. But the trading post, one section of it generally will be used equipment like lawnmowers, chainsaws, that kind of equipment. The front of the store will generally, in the locked see-through cabinets, will be coins, jewelry, and guns. So obviously was looking for the coins. So I went in there and they have some cool ones. So I picked up these three. They're in kind of varying conditions. They're definitely not uncirculated, but they're still cool coins. This one right here is dated 1961, 62, and this is 63. So they had enough of them, so I decided to get kind of a 3-run series right here. This one in the back, when we flip it over, we'll see it was made at the Denver Mint. These two right here made at the Philadelphia Mint. Some other stuff about these coins. Oh, and also another thing I wanted to add. So when I was talking to the guy at the trading post, he had some gold there. So I asked him how they verify that these the gold bars there are actual gold. And he showed me this very neat X-ray machine that they have. So one of the more common ways that you've probably heard of is the acid test, which a lot of jewelers do. It's a very quick, less expensive way where you can take jewelry and kind of mill a little piece off, then apply acid to it, and then determine if what the metal content is that way. But these guys use an X-ray machine, which I later looked up and cost around $700. So they made a good investment probably to use that X-ray machine. So then they can take coins, they can take gold bars, they don't have to take them out of the packaging. They can run them through that X-ray machine and then verify, yes, these are 100% gold. We can buy these and we'll feel comfortable reselling them. So a little interesting fact about the X-ray machine that I saw today. Other cool information about this, let's get into the design. You might not be too familiar with them. So the design on the obverse, we've got Ben Franklin right here. I'm going to move these ones out and just focus on this one. So we've got Ben Franklin. He's facing the right. There he is. Nothing too special about the obverse of this coin. You might have seen this font before. This is actually the same font, same lettering that they used for the Ike dollar. When we flip it over, it gets a little bit more interesting. On the back, we've got this little eagle right here. It seems kind of out of place, so they kind of just jam that eagle in there. All silver coins prior to 1964 were required to have an eagle on them. But interestingly enough, Ben Franklin himself opposed kind of the national image of the eagle. He preferred the national image of the bird to be the turkey. He considered the turkey to be a more noble bird. So kind of funny and fitting that on a coin, which we have Ben Franklin, we have a eagle rather than the turkey, which he was supportive of. So a little fact I found kind of interesting right there. When you're looking at the reverse, some other key stuff to look for, you'll have the mint mark right at the top there. These were made at all three mints, the San Francisco, Denver, and Philadelphia. The Philadelphia ones, which we see here, will be absent the mint mark, so no mint mark right there at the top for this Philly. The key area that you want to look at to determine the quality of these coins is these kind of lines right down here on the Liberty Bell. So if I get the lighting right and kind of tilt it like that, on this coin you can see that there are some horizontal lines going across the bottom of the Liberty Bell. There, we can kind of see it very well right there. So those are going to be the lines that fade first. They're the highest raised on the coin. So you can kind of tell the grade of a coin by just looking at that key area right there. If we compare these two right here, this one they just had in a coin flip, and this one was just kind of a loose coin. But we see this one right here, no lines going across the bottom right there. So this coin would not grade very highly. This coin would grade a little bit higher based on the lines going across the bottom, but it's got some other issues as well that would, sorry, I just kind of lost focus there trying to adjust the lighting, but that would prevent it from getting graded higher. Mainly just kind of the coloring of it. Also, the rim of the coin is rather dark. Having two coins isn't working for the focus. So we're back down to one, but this coin right here, it's got some issues as well. As far as the basic prices for these, as I said, I paid $8 for these. Generally, you'll pay a little bit of a premium at a coin shop, but you get a much better experience. Kind of the similar situation here. These are currently selling on eBay for around $650 to $725-ish for the good to extra fine varieties. Uncirculated will start at $15 and go up as far as the prices go. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. This was part one of the two-part series. Tune in tomorrow to get a little bit more detailed information. Or if you're watching this on a later date, check out my part 2 version of this video, which will have a little bit more detailed, in-depth, continued look at these Franklin half dollars. All right, everyone, best of luck coin collecting today. Enjoy. Have a good one.